You've been there before, haven't you? That moment when you're texting someone you're genuinely interested in and something feels off. The responses are shorter, the energy has shifted, and you're left wondering if she's still interested or if you're just holding on to something that's already slipped away. Here's the reality most guys refuse to face. Women rarely come out and directly say they're not interested. Instead, they communicate through behavior, through subtle shifts that speak louder than words ever could. And if you're not paying attention to these signals, you'll find yourself chasing someone who checked out long ago. Today, we're going to talk about the 6 unmistakable things she'll do when her interest has faded. Not the obvious ones like ignoring your calls completely, but the subtle patterns that reveal what's really happening beneath the surface. The first thing she'll do is become the master of delayed responses. Now, I'm not talking about taking a few hours to reply because she's busy with work or life. I'm talking about a deliberate pattern where she consistently takes longer and longer to respond to your messages, even when you can see she's been active on social media. Think about it. When someone is genuinely excited to hear from you, they don't make you wait unnecessarily. They might not respond immediately, but there's an eagerness there. When interest fades, responding to you becomes a task rather than a pleasure. She'll see your message, maybe even start typing a response, then put her phone down and deal with it later. Much later. The second behavior is what I call conversational minimalism. Her responses become shorter, less engaging, and stripped of personality. Where she used to ask follow-up questions and share details about her day, now you're getting one-word answers or simple acknowledgements. The enthusiasm has been replaced by politeness at best, obligation at worst. This isn't about her being busy or having a bad day. This is about emotional investment. When someone is interested in you, they invest energy in the conversation. They want to keep it going, to learn more about you, to share parts of themselves. When that investment disappears, the conversation becomes transactional. The third sign is the sudden unavailability for plans. She used to make time for you, maybe even rearrange her schedule. Now, every invitation is met with an excuse. She's busy this weekend, has family obligations next week, needs to catch up on work. And here's the key part. She doesn't suggest alternative times. When someone wants to see you, they'll either make it work or offer alternatives. I can't do Saturday, but what about Sunday afternoon? When someone doesn't want to see you, they'll just keep saying no without providing solutions. She's hoping you'll get the hint and stop asking. The fourth behavior might surprise you. She starts talking about other guys more frequently, not necessarily romantic interests, but male friends, co-workers, or even random encounters. She mentions going to lunch with Jake from work, getting help moving from her friend Mark, or how funny her Uber driver was yesterday. This serves 2 purposes. First, it's a subtle way of showing you that you're not the only man in her world, that you don't hold a special position. Second, it's testing your reaction. Is she trying to make you jealous? Maybe, but more likely, she's creating distance by showing you that other men occupy space in her thoughts and conversations. The fifth sign is the death of flirtation. Remember when your conversations had that playful edge? The teasing, the innuendos, the moments that made you both smile. That's gone now. Her communication has become sterile, friendly at best, but devoid of any romantic or sexual undertones. This is perhaps one of the clearest indicators because flirtation requires emotional and sexual interest. When that interest dies, the flirtation dies with it. She's not trying to create those moments of tension or connection anymore because she doesn't want to encourage something she's no longer feeling. The sixth and final behavior is what I call selective memory. She starts forgetting things you've told her, plans you've made, or details about your life that she used to remember. Not big things necessarily, but the small details that showed she was paying attention. When someone is interested in you, they retain information about your life because it matters to them. They remember that you have that important meeting on Thursday, or that you're nervous about your presentation. When interest fades, your personal details stop being important enough to remember. Now, here's what you need to understand about all of this. These behaviors aren't necessarily malicious or intentionally hurtful. Many women do these things because they're trying to be kind, trying to let you down easy without having to have an uncomfortable conversation. They're hoping you'll pick up on the signals and naturally back away. But this creates a problem. You're left in limbo, unsure of where you stand, potentially wasting emotional energy on someone who's already moved on mentally. And that's not fair to you. So what do you do when you recognize these patterns? First, trust your instincts. If something feels different, it probably is. Don't rationalize away clear behavioral changes or make excuses for someone who's showing you through their actions that their interest has waned. Second, communicate directly. I know it's uncomfortable, but sometimes you need to ask the question, I've noticed things feel different between us lately. Are you still interested in seeing where this goes? Yes, it's vulnerable. Yes, it risks rejection, but it also gives you clarity. Most importantly, respect the answer you receive, whether it's spoken or communicated through behavior. If someone is showing you they're not interested, believe them. Don't try to convince them otherwise. Don't increase your efforts hoping to win them back. That rarely works and often pushes them further away. Your energy, your attention, your emotional investment, these are valuable resources. Don't waste them on someone who's already decided you're not what they want. There are people out there who will be excited to hear from you, who will make time for you, who will invest in conversations with you. The goal isn't to become paranoid about every slight change in behavior. People have bad days, stressful weeks, and personal challenges that can affect how they communicate. The goal is to recognize patterns, to pay attention to consistent changes over time, and to value yourself enough to seek clarity rather than live in uncertainty. Remember, when someone wants you in their life, you'll know. They'll make it clear through their actions, their availability, and their energy. When someone doesn't want you in their life, they'll make that clear too, just in subtler ways. The question is, are you paying attention to what they're really telling you?